Hey, it's Pika calling in from Singapore. How are y'all doing? It is, wait, what day is it? It's Friday night. Um, yeah, usually I'm off on a Friday, but this time it wasn't so because I got Sunday and Monday off this past week. So now I'm working today. I finished work today, and I actually happen to be off tomorrow. So very, very random stuff. Work was good. We were working on a new campaign for marketing. We're targeting secondary English students who are getting ready to do their O levels. So we have a couple tips and tricks out there for y'all to make sure that your kids can get through the SA2s that are coming up soon. So you can do a trial class with us and see if it works. And then, if you do pretty well in the SA2s, then come on down and we'll see if we can't get a whole year in and make sure that you ace that the L1R5 for the O levels. Because from what I understand, if you don't get that English stuff, you're not going to JC. Anyway, that's beside the point. So that's the new campaign we're working on. We actually got a chance to go out to the East Coast office to check it out and be ready for the workshop. We jumped the gun, okay? We decided we're going to do a workshop. We didn't plant the ad until yesterday. So we'll be lucky if anyone shows up, but even then, we're ready now. Sometimes you go ahead and you plan to do stuff and, I can't do this until that happens first. And sometimes you jump the gun and you plan everything and get it started and no one shows up, but you're now set up for it. So the next week it'll be easy to roll over and do it again. So that was my day in a nutshell at work. Pick up baby girl, come back home, have dinner, watched bits and pieces of several movies. Actually, we caught the tail end of Alice Through the Looking Glass, we caught the tail end of The Pacifier, and then we caught the tail end of Despicable Me, which, that's a cult favorite now already, right? The kids love the Minions and the whole storyline. So, watched all of that, and then I was like, man, you know what? Because I'm off today, you don't have to go to sleep early, and you're off tomorrow, so... Sorry, that came out wrong, right? I'm off tomorrow, and so is she. So we don't have to go to bed early, so we're going to stay up and, I don't know, do something. So I figured, if you don't mind, I'm going to introduce you to my daughter here. You want to say hi?
Hi, my name is Gaia. So this is my mom talking to you earlier. So, that's okay.
Anyway, so yeah, y'all, she's 6. And her accent varies with whoever she's talking to. Usually if she's caught at school, she has this really, really bad Singlish accent. When I had a maid, she had a really, really bad Indian accent. But when it's just me and her, it's usually an American accent. So she got the accents down. We just need to make sure that her grammar is on point. And then eventually, when she starts primary school, she'll start Tamil too. So I'm actually really excited about that. I'm very, very proud of her. Let's see. I want to talk to you guys about regret. Because I have baby girl on the show with me tonight, I do want to talk about regret, mostly because I think you need to understand something very, very clearly. Anything you've lived through to this point, at some point, whether you meant to or not, you asked for. Does that make sense? So if you were in a bad relationship, obviously you went after that person, ignored some warning signs, and ended up in a bad relationship. Because at some point, on some level, you wanted that person, right? If you find yourself in a despicable job situation, okay, at some point you settled for that job because you wanted that job. If you didn't want it, obviously the easy thing to do would be to get up and go change something. But we get complacent, we get comfortable, and nothing grows in a comfort zone. So you need to really look at your life. And for me, I don't believe in regret. Okay, yes, I have asked for the few relationships that I've had in my life. I've had a total of 2 relationships, you guys. Whopping 2 number. But both of them were really, really long term. And when I play for keeps. I don't play around, okay? I don't do girlfriend. I do wife. That's what I was raised to be. I was raised to be a wife. I was raised to be the kind of girl that, not everyone has had. I am not that common girl, that round-the-way girl that, everybody has been up and through. So that's not me. I am very proud to say that I've only had a total of 2 relationships in my entire lifetime. And both of them ended up with a ring. Only one of them ended up with a tali. And even then, that didn't work out. So, I don't know if I did anything wrong. And I probably did. I probably didn't help the situation at some point. But, I don't know. At some point, if it goes wrong too often, and I've tried everything possible to save it, to change myself to save it, to help you understand to save it, and it doesn't work, honey, I'm going to spend the next couple months getting over you before I leave. And once I cut bait and run, you will never see me again. So, yes, at some point I asked for my first fiance. And I fought hard for him. And I was in loads of trouble with my parents because, first of all, he was not the same race as ours. And that was going to be a problem. And then he didn't have the same upbringing as we did, and the whole 9 yards. Anyway, so I had to fight to make sure that they accepted him, and they did. They did accept him at some point, and eventually I got engaged and subsequently unengaged. But that was something I needed to sort out. So when someone tells me I can't have something, yeah, I'm kind of stupid and foolhardy. So I will fight and make sure that I get what I want. So that was the first one. The second one, unfortunately, the second one was the rebound. And this is the funny thing. The second one lasted as long as the first one. Both were about 8-9 years long. And the second one, I inherited a family. So I became instant mom because he had 2 kids that I knew of. And I had 2 stepchildren at that point. And eventually I had my own baby, but found out that he had 2 others, and just, other warning signs that I should have seen, but I didn't, because I felt like he was the best person for me, and I wanted him. And I fought again, because I got the same thing, not the same race. He's a whole lot older than you. He has kids. What do you need that trouble for? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to fight for this one, because I see how I can benefit his life. I see how I can make his life a whole lot better. I see how I could really put that family together, because the kids need me to. I know what I need to do. That's the way I walked into that one. I was like, you know what? I can fix this. I can help them. They need me, and I need them. And at that point, I was in a situation where I was kind of trying to get over some really deep feelings, and taking care of kids, man, that changes everything for everyone, right? That kind of sobers you up a little bit. It kind of makes you grateful for everything. So, yes, on a level, for a very long time, I wanted him, and I fought hard for him too. Right now, in this very moment, I have some things that I'm fighting for as well. I'm fighting to make sure that my brand is legitimate. My brand actually represents something that I would be proud to represent now, and then again in 10 years, and then again in 20 years, that my daughter would be proud to represent as well. So these are the kinds of things I'm fighting for right now. I'm fighting to make sure that as many times as I've fallen on my face, okay, as many times as I've been broke, penniless, homeless, unwanted, cast aside, all those things, I'm fighting to make sure that that never happens again. And part of that fight is to be very self-aware of who I am and what I'm going through, and to understand that I have worth. I don't need my happiness to come from anyone else. I hold it within myself. And if I'm not happy with myself, I can't really wait for anyone else to bring that happiness to me either. Does that make sense? So, whatever it is, I've wanted every step of the way. And eventually, I decided I didn't want it. And then when it hurt enough, I got up and I moved. So, I don't have any regrets, though. I'm sitting here looking at this beautiful girl of mine, and she is... Actually, I don't know what she's doing. She's got a purse, and she's got it shoved with another container. That I don't know what she's making something, but it's strange. But as I'm watching her, I realized that if I had changed one thing along my path, if I had made one decision that was different than it had been in the past, I may not be looking at this little girl right now. I may not be strong enough to take care of this little girl. I may still be in a situation where I'm being abused. I may still be, I don't know, any one of a million different places. It's like those choose your own adventure stories, right? If you had gone back and chosen something different, you would have ended up somewhere different. And you know what? I'm not about that life. I am not about regret. Yeah, I made some poor choices. Yeah, I made a bunch of mistakes. I skinned both my knees. I fucked up my elbows. My knuckles are busted, I'm telling you. But these are all battle scars. These are all things that I fought for. These are things I had passion about. And you know what? I wouldn't change a single thing, because this girl... I never thought you could have an organ live outside of your body. And honestly, this girl is my heart living outside of my body. And that is why I think I will be safe, because my heart is not with me. It's inside her. Anyway, enough of the feels, but let's get back to the question at hand, right? Regret. You know that everything you've done for yourself. Everything you've done, you've decided, yeah, this is the best thing to do. This is the best path for me. So for you to sit there and be upset about your life, only you have the power to change it, honey. So take that power. Do what you got to do with it. I mean, if you got to cut off a bunch of people, cut off a bunch of people. If you got to burn some bridges, burn some bridges. If you got to rock the boat, damn it, get up and dance. Rock the boat. Do what you got to do. This is your life. You get one shot at it. No, it's not a YOLO speech. But I need you to understand. You get one shot. So fight for the things you're passionate about. Go after the things that make you happy. Right now, I'm fighting for a friendship that really fills my soul, and I don't have many of those. Honestly, I thought me and my brother, that was it. I thought us two goons were the only two of our kind. And turns out this fool is just like us. And it's uncanny, and it's amazing, and he inspires me to be a better person. And I hope that I inspire him too. I think it'd be a great friendship. I think we could be best friends for the rest of our lives. I think it'd be really that great. And I swear, if he met my brother, we'd be like the Three Musketeers. It'd be ridiculous. But I know one thing. No matter what happens from here on, I will not regret this connection I made. I will not regret anything I did or anything I said, because as it is, I'm very measured with my words. I'm very, very careful about my actions because I know what repercussions look like. I know what people think. People jump to conclusions all day long. My circle is super small. I maybe have 10 people in it, maybe. And this is from 30-something years of connections from all over the world. Yeah, I have tons of acquaintances. You can look at my Facebook page. I have tons of friends. Great, whatever. Actually, most of my Facebook friends are people I actually physically know. People I've lived with, people I've grown up with, people I went to high school with, people I went to college with, people I've worked with. These are people I know. It's not like a bunch of random people who friend requested me and I was like, yeah, okay, I need friends. Let's accept everything. Nope, that's not me. If you have the courage to friend request me, I may accept. But if you turn out to be one of those crazy ass people that friend request and suddenly I get a message saying, thank you for the request, for the accept, and I'm thinking, yeah, okay, and then start some random stupid conversation, yeah, more than likely I would block you or unfriend you very quickly. I'm just not into fake. I'm not into platonic. I want passion in my life. I want people who can talk to me till I'm blue in the face about stupid stuff. It could be a string of unrelated shit. And I will love you for being able to hold a conversation for me for more than 10 minutes. Because seriously, not that many people can. If you can hold my attention for more than 10 minutes, I applaud you. If you can be one of those people that actually gives value as much as you take, I appreciate you. So for whoever is out there listening tonight, don't regret anything in your life. Take it as a learning, a tool for learning. You did not lose. You learned. I hope you learned, because otherwise that message is going to keep popping up until you learn it. So don't have any regrets though, okay? You would be somewhere else. You were meant to go through those pains for a certain reason. So when you feel the pain or when you think about it, you know exactly what you do not want ever again. And you know exactly what you need to do to make sure you're never in that position again. Does that make sense? Is that clear? I have a young lady that I'm quite fond of. She's new in our RVP group. Her name is Jane. She's out in the UK. So Jane, if you're listening, hey, what's going on? I know she had a tough day today. But I also know that she's resilient. And I know that being a single mom is no joke, because I am a single mom. But she's a single mom of 3. And to top it off, she has a young man in her life who has extra special needs. And she does it. She goes all out for this young man every single time. And I am so proud of her, because I'm not sure if I could do that. Maybe push come to shove, yeah, I probably would, but I can't imagine it'd be any kind of easy. So for her to pour out that kind of love and warmth every day, man, hats off to you. I know from the brief chat we had that she has no regrets. She wishes things had turned out differently. Sure, I wish things had turned out differently too, but you know what? A wish is not going to do anything. It's not going to become real on its own. So it's up to me to do whatever I need to do to change things. from here on out. But I don't regret. I don't regret a single thing. The amount of trauma and abuse that I lived through, I don't regret any of it. I needed that for some reason. I needed to go through all those stupid things. I needed to find a way to pick myself up after I've been knocked down. After I've been kicked after I was knocked down. I needed to find a way to pick myself up, and you know what? I keep doing it. Somehow I keep doing it. I look back on my life sometimes and I'm going through, this phase of my life, what was going on. I look at the things that were going on, and seriously, I am proud of myself. I'm super proud. There were things that should have broken me, like seriously just broken me. There were days when I gave up, and I mean not like, I give up. I mean like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be here anymore. I don't think this world is for me. Give up. But I am alive and well today. I'm not perfect, but I'm proud. I can hold my head up high because I haven't done that many crazy ass things that people would be like whispering about, oh my gosh, she's such a bad influence. I know who I am. I own everything that I am. I'm not about to change for nobody. Don't regret. Own your mistakes. Own who you are. There's something about that power when you own who you are. Kind of makes you feel invincible. Kind of makes you feel whole and secure in who you are. Just own everything. You lived through all of that for a reason. Humans have one job: to love. To serve with love. To give back with love. Everything we do is meant to be with love, you guys. So you think about this. What did you live through that someone else is probably going through right now? That could use your advice, that could use your shoulder, that could use your compassion. Everything happens for a reason. Whew, kind of heavy tonight, but I needed to get that out there. I feel like some of the people that are in my life needed to hear that. Regrets will weigh us down, but you can't change them. The past is not going to change right now. You can't go back in the past. You do not have the powers of Flash. You can't run back into the past and change stuff, okay? Own it. Be proud of who you are. Whether you're fighting for LGBTQ rights, whether you're fighting for women's equality, whether you're pushing for just custody of your kid, whatever. Know what it is you want. Be as righteous as you can about going about to get it done. Be proud of who you are. And if you aren't, then change what you can. It's in your hands. Everything is in your hands. And if it's not in your hands, actually it's in your mind. Change your thoughts about it. I love you guys. I really wish you guys a peaceful evening. And I'm getting ready to get in the bed and read a book. We are working on Enid Blyton's The Faraway Tree, Stories from the Faraway Tree. So a little bit is actually really enjoying these stories right now. And I've been debating whether or not to read them out loud and record them and then put them on a podcast. I don't know. Just as a random something. No regrets. Go out there. Fight for the things you love. Fight for the things you're passionate about. Everything will work out just the way it's supposed to. There's no need to worry about anything else. And honestly, for you to even dream up a scenario where you don't get what you want means you've accepted the failure. Stop doing that shit. I do it too. I can't say nothing. I do it too. But stop doing it. If what you want is freedom to choose what you want to do, when you want to do it, to work from home whenever you feel like it, to have enough money to go out on vacation spontaneously if you decide it. If that's what you want, go work for it. Decide that's what you want. Be very specific. I want to be blah, blah, blah. And go get it. There is nothing saying you can't have whatever you want in this world. Now, it has to be within reason, and it can't be hurting other people to get it, obviously, but your imagination is the limit. And if you can dream up all the worst case scenarios, honey, imagine if you dreamed about the best things that could possibly happen. Imagine if you dreamed, you had green lights all the way. What would that look like? And no, you don't need no algorithm like they did in The Italian Job. I love you. I believe in compassion. I believe in gratefulness. I love you too, woman. Shh. Sorry. Yeah. Don't regret. Fight for the things you want, and don't regret. Keep the things that set your soul on fire close to you. Don't smother them, obviously, but keep them close to you. It'll all work out, I promise. All right, y'all, I'm gonna call it a night. We need to go read some books. Holla.